What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all been? It's been a minute. Good to see y'all. Generally very, very excited for tonight. It's been a minute since we've been on Twitch, since we got the chance to see so many of y'all. So many people are already here in chat. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Crumb, what's up? Fang, what's up? Rob, Knife, yo, Cookie, hey, Memphis, how you doing? Jack, a recruiter, called me today. Ended it when I wasn't interested in moving cities. That's how it goes, right? They're spraying and praying. It's been a minute. What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, Cat. Aaron, hey, what's up? Divker, hey. Shh, don't tell anybody. No, it's all right, MV. No worries, no worries. Damn, what's up, everybody? It's been so long. My sub last. Hey, shh. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Pump for today's stream. Me too, Cross. Oh, look at the new emotes too. We don't get got, we go get. I love it. We had so many folks that came in here before we even got started. Let me say thank you to a lot of folks here. Oh, whoa, smokes. Okay. Emma B, thank you for the 8 months. Ibrahim, hey, thank you for using the prime there. I appreciate that. Spending all of Bezos's money. Hope you're doing well. Flopsy with the 5 months. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Oh, Rossi, let's go. I saw you in here early. Thank you for the 11 months. That's wild. Thank you so much for the support. Tarat with the 9 months. Let's go. Tight train already. Bull, thank you for the 6 months. BB Tone with the 9 months. What? All right, let's go. Brian 2 with the 7 months. Thank you so much. They said nailed a React assessment for a job interview. Hoping to hear back from them soon about next steps. Thanks, Leon. 100 devs. Hey, I'm glad to hear that you 360 slam dunked it. Congrats on the interview. Glad it went well. For everyone else, many more to come, right? Adil, thank you for the 9 months. Sam, thank you for the 8 months. Let's go indeed. Manny, thank you for the 10 months. Eric, thank you for the 9 months. Catch the Giorno. Hey, 9 months. Let's go indeed. Whew. My back hurts. Glad to see you too. Oh, this is hype. I'm so happy that you're all here. NCCC. Hey, everybody. What is going on? This is week made. Good to see everyone. We got some more in here. Hold on. Bobby Lynn, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Reggie, thank you for the 10 months. Double digit club. Hey, let's go. I like that. Double digit club. Shannon with the 10 months. Thank you so much. And for the 100 bits. Appreciate you being here. NZ, hey, thank you for the 8 months. Fallon, whoop with the 10 months. Let's go. Holy smokes. Oh, this is too much, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you all for being here. I love seeing that you found some of the new emotes. We got some good ones. Dare I say even some spicy ones. Level 5 hype train before we even got started. Hey, I appreciate y'all. There's still more to get to. I'm just excited to see y'all. What? Hold on, I gotta get to all these here. Mountain with the 10 months. Thank you so much. Accordion Net with the 9 months. Let's go. Wolfgang with the 10 months. I want coffee. I could go for some coffee right now. Coffee sounds pretty good right now. Tam Sauce with the 6 months. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, the router issues were real, folks. Some of you got the midnight 3 a.m. streams, which was pretty wild. It was pretty interesting because I was testing out the router, doing test streams, and I was up until like 3 in the morning my time testing everything, and we were just playing some Mario Kart, some Pokemon Unite, and the stream just kept dropping. So we did a test stream a little bit earlier today. Everything was going smoothly. It's looking good right now. There is a small chance that something doesn't work out, and we'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear, but I think we're locked and loaded, folks. and hopefully the new mic sounds crispy. There's gonna be some time that we have to kind of get used to things. I got to figure out the music. I got to figure out how to get everything going. There was no pre-stream music. That's because I'm working on, hold on. It looks so good. It is so good. I have some pre-stream kind of music that we're going to do, kind of like a hype track that we're going to do, that's going to like start the stream. And so I was trying to sneak that in, and that's why there wasn't any pre-stream sound. But we're going to get it all dialed in. I'm really excited for Thursday. Like, we got so much cool stuff to talk about tonight. New sponsor, $5,000 tournament, 21 jobs. Let's go. So much to talk about tonight. But Thursday, I just really love this intro video. You know, brand new to using Twitch, no idea what this hype train stuff I'm mentioning is about. Beloved, the on Twitch, people can sub or donate or cheer and use bits, and so when they do that, we get a hype train going. If you're new here, all that money goes to the nonprofit I work at during the day called Resilient Coders, and it specifically funds our emergency fund for mental health support. So a lot of our students that can't afford to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist when they need it most, you all have helped lots of them see a professional to get help. And so huge thank you to everyone that subs, donates, cheers. It's never ever necessary. None of my content will ever be behind any type of paywall, but it is appreciated. Thank you so much, everybody. We hit that level 5. Level 5. Let's go. Hope you're gonna give me a little grace here today. It's just been a minute. I want to say hello to everyone. I want to see everybody. Sergio, what's going on? I have my headband on, and my headband's a little green, and the lighting is a little aggressive today. Hold on, I don't know if I can show it to you. This is going to be weird for a second. Bear with me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Y'all see that? Did you see what happened? And ready? 3, 2, 1. That's my entire lighting setup that can be controlled by a button on my Stream Deck. What? That's what I'm talking about. The bane of my existence. Oh, hold on, I gotta get these things. Hold on, I gotta get them real quick. These pieces, I'm gonna break. I don't want to break it because they're kind of expensive. I hated them. This John right here, I hate this thing. Every time before stream, I have to like reach really awkwardly over my desk to turn it on, dial it in by hand, get it to work. Yeet. No more. We all digitized now, folks. All digitized now. Can we get a pic of the setup? Yeah, I'll put one in Discord after class for sure. But yeah, it's gonna take a while for it to get dialed in. Thank you all for being here. Yep, it's the SM7B. You saw it. Trying to get the crispy voice, but really what it is I want to be able to record video from 2 directions. I want to be able to like be talking to you all here, and I want to be able to turn. I'm dropping too many gems. I want to be able to turn and be looking at a whiteboard that's on another camera, but just be able to do this, boop, and everything still work. And when I was doing it with the old microphone I had, the USB mic, it was just too much to get the direction and everything going. Yeah. So it's a better life, but we got to get things dialed in. I forgot about the whiteboard. Exactly. Cool. There's so many other folks here I just want to say thank you to before we get into it. Rezo, thank you for the 10 months. Onad1, thank you for the 8 months. BB Tone, thank you for the 9 months. OCC, thank you for the gifted sub. Scott, thank you for the 9 months. Auntie Hands, hey, thank you for the 6 months. And Pi, thank you for the 10 months. Wow. What a way to come back. Indifferent. Let's go. Alrighty, folks. The mango durian. Hey, thank you for the 9 months. All right, folks. Like I said tonight, we got a lot of stuff to do. We got to talk about these jobs that are raining in. And I told y'all last week, I felt a little twinkle in my toe that things are about to pop off. And we were right, because we got 5 jobs between me saying that and now we're at 21 jobs already. And the dirty secret, the real spicy secret, is most of y'all haven't even started yet. Like, most of y'all haven't even started really taking it seriously serious. And we're at 21 already. Let's go, people. We're gonna shout out all the folks that locked it down already, including Daddy Yankee themselves. Let's get the bag, folks. 100 devs versus the world. That's the energy I need tonight. Let's go. You're gonna have to rename us 1000 devs. We're doing it. We're doing it. And as you know, around these parts, the 21 number is super important. So tonight I'm going to ask for you to do something very special in honor of the 21 jobs. Can we just get a bunch of 21 spam in the chat for me, please? I'm going to do it. I'm coming over here. I'm just doing 21. Just going to spam it. Look how far we've come, folks. We're not even there yet, but look how far we've come. Thank you. I appreciate that. 21 jobs already, and we're just getting started. Let's go. All right, everybody. We got more than just the job to talk about tonight. We have an amazing new sponsor that is supporting our community in a big way. Not only are they going to be sponsoring our Tournament of Champions, but they're splashing out to give us all the goodies. So we're going to announce that tonight. We're going to announce the sponsor this evening. And then on Thursday, we're going to do even more of the details behind it. We're going to build up to the hype. We're going to hear about the tournament. We're going to figure out the dates and the sponsor. This is the best sponsor we could have ever gotten. And you'll see why in a second. This is the best sponsorship that we could have ever gotten. It's proof that this community is strong, that this community, you'll see. We'll get there. I'll get a little worked up. Don't tell Christos. No. Shh. Don't tell Christos. Where are they at? Hold on. Christos is in the other one. Hold on. If we go to Leon here. Leon. There we go. Sorry, Christos. I apologize. Alrighty. Yeah, I haven't even calculated the salary yet, Green. That's a really good idea. 21 jobs, about 2 million salary. Yeah. I'm feeling that. 2 mil. I think we're going to get there for sure. Wow. I didn't even think about the bigger number yet. That's wild. I realize we only have a few more classes left and we finish with the boot camp. Yeah, but we're not going anywhere, Memphis. We're not going anywhere. I think I'm the only person that calls you Memphis, but that's what I've always called you. We're not going anywhere. As soon as the classes are done, we're coming together as 100 devs to build big projects with mentors as part of an agency. And so things will change a little bit, but we got a lot of supporting to do as we kind of wrap up these classes. It's going to give us some time to shift gears, to focus on some other priorities and make sure folks get the one-on-one help that they need. Let's go. All right. So tonight we're introducing data structures and algorithms. I don't foresee the stream going all the way to our normal end time. It's more about the hype this evening. I have a feeling that we'll end early, but what I want to do tonight is get the hype going. Get the hype going. We're gonna talk about these new jobs. We're going to talk about what you need to do to get started on your own hunt if you haven't taken that first leap. We're going to introduce the new sponsor, and then we're going to break into the very basics of big O notation, what a data structure is, what an algorithm is, just the basics, just a taste, just a little hint, a little seasoning. And then Thursday we're going to go deeper dive. Yo, Connery 10, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. That's wild. New sponsors, Connery, apparently. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much to everyone being here as well. And we got a lot of subs going out here. Ezekiel, Eder, Diviker, Sean, Midnight, G-Man, Gravity, Knife, Sam, Ray. Congrats on your now new subs here. Thank you, Connery, for the gifted subs. I really appreciate that. I'm so stoked for data structures and algorithms. Me too. We have to give a really big warning before we get into these things, though, right? We got to set the tone here for why we're going to use them, where we're going to use them, and when we're going to use them, right? But I think we can do that tonight. I think we can give a little taste of the beginnings of it, and then Thursday we'll do a deeper dive. Near the end, but never will really end. I agree. All right, I'm gonna chill the music for now. Y'all can hear the music, right? Tina, hey, thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. Exactly. Like, yeah, it's there but low. Okay, it just cut off. So that was like the worst time to ever say it, but cool. Hold on. Let's do. Some of you hear it, some of you don't. How about that? Oh, can you hear it now? There we go. All right. I hear it too much. I slid it up a little high. I slid it up too high. All right, there we go. I chilled the music. I chilled it. Just wanted to make sure. Like I said, we're figuring out new setup. Who this? New setup. Who this? All right. No, that's all stream beats. Yeah, Dak. Rip Biz. Alrighty. Let's get into it, folks. Like I said, we're going to tease the beginnings of data structures and algorithms tonight, but a lot of other fun stuff to get into. As always, love to start off. Are there questions? Do you have questions? It's been a minute since we've been on Twitch. I always like to give space for a few questions before we get into the muck of the evening. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, woodchuck enough wood if a woodchuck could chuck the wood, I guess, is how I would answer that. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. It's been a rough couple of days, but I'm doing all right. Yeah, my grandmother's doing okay. Grandmother's doing okay. She had a heart attack. I flew home to Philly, got to spend some really good days with her and the rest of my family. I'm very blessed. I grew up not only with grandparents, but like great grandparents. And so my grandparents mean a hell of a lot to me. And I was very blessed to grow up with them while they were like young, and we did lots of stuff together. So my mom had me when she was young. Her mom had her when she was young. So I had a pretty big family in terms of great grandparents. I had 4 sets of great grandparents. So grandparents to me are very close. Unfortunately, she had a heart attack. Things look okay now. They're going to have to do bypass surgery. and it kind of keeps getting pushed back because of just like weird type of delays. And so it was the bypass surgery is supposed to be today, but it wound up having to get pushed back to next week. So push the next week. So fingers crossed. Say your prayer. Everything goes well there. And then yeah. And then unfortunately yesterday, a friend passed away. They were in an accident. So keeping them in my thoughts too. But other than those two very real circumstances, things are doing all right. The troublesome router has been hopefully solved. Yeah, and so I think we'll have a good stream, and I'm looking forward to this week. And all of this is made so much better when y'all let me know that you got a job. I can't tell you how over the moon that makes me feel. Like when I see that message in the celebration channel or in my DM, right? That to me, everything fades away. That's what I focus on. And so this past week has been wins on top of wins. And so I appreciate all the love. A lot of people reached out to me over the past week or two. I appreciate that. And let's just keep winning so things keep getting better, right, folks? What portable charger do you recommend? I only use Anchor products. Come on, Daddy Yankee. Hey, Naya, thank you. I appreciate that. Daddy Yankee with the 21 gifted subs. What? Hold on. What? Yo, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bruh. I forgot about the sound alerts. Hey, let's go. Thank you so much for all this gifted subs. I really appreciate it. Wow. Hold on. So many people just got a sub. Ship, Miggy, Mike and Pogger, Zilk, Zoonomic, Crack, 74, Scissor, Softest, Coding, Hustler, Stitched, Memphis, My Back Hurts, Smosh, Connery. Oh, that's so good. Connery gave out all the gifted subs, but got a sub back from the gifted subs. iPro, Silly, Chris, Kent Sizzle, Diana. Hey, that's wild. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Thank you everybody for the gifted subs and the subs tonight. I really appreciate it. Twenty-one. Let's go. 21. Indifferent. Yo, thank you for 21 gifted subs as well. 21 jobs, 21 gifted subs, 21 gifted subs.
We don't get got. We go
get. Exactly. That's wild. You're gonna run out of unsubscribed viewers. Yeah, for sure. Sam, no. That's wild. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. What? That's wild. Is the boot camp full? It's never full. You're always welcome. You can do exclamation point 100 devs here in chat to learn everything you need to know about the boot camp. We'll have another cohort starting shortly, probably in October. Wow. Thank you so much. Boom. Bobby Lynn used the new Bob emote. There's tier 2 and tier 3 emotes because I felt bad that they didn't have any. There's a golden Micro Leon for the tier 2 and then a golden Bob for tier 3. You can always unlock the emotes with channel points though. Yo, I appreciate that so much. Daddy Yankee, thank you for the 21 gifted subs. Indifferent, thank you for the 21 gifted subs. Connery, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. This is wild. Wild. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. Uh, here, this is everything you need to go from zero to employed. And so we started. We started in October. 21 folks have gotten jobs already. We meet twice a week. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. But lots of room for kind of people from all different skill sets and experiences. We need more, Bob. Exactly. Oh, look at that golden Bob emote. Thank you, Indifferent. I appreciate you being here. Alrighty, we got through the questions. We got through some amazing gifted emotes. Hey, I appreciate it. Alrighty, folks, we are still journeying down Mega Summer. For those that have been participating, Mega Summer is just for folks that are currently in the hunt, that are looking to get jobs, that are actively in that job process. There's some special channels that you can get added to. We have a daily stand-up every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have stand-up at 6 o'clock sharp, where we review a coding challenge. And if there's anything that you need help with in terms of maybe a recruiter's reaching out, you don't know how to handle it, you need a reference, things like that, that's what we do every single day. Also, if you participate in Mega Summer, you get a chance for one-on-ones. I actually just reopened up the Mega Summer one-on-one calendar. So if you've been trying to get one, please book one now. If you've already talked to me maybe once or twice, try and leave room for other folks to get their first one in. I've talked about 60 folks, but we're still missing probably like almost that amount again that I would like to get some one-on-one time with as well. So if you would like to participate in Mega Summer, maybe now's the time, right? It's been a little bit of time since we started Mega Summer. If you're like, you know what, Leon, I'm ready to make the shift. I see 21 folks already got jobs. I'm ready to make that jump. You can do !mega here in chat. Fill out that form. I'll add everyone to the special channels later this evening. So still good. Bugaboo says stand-ups are so good, learning so much from the way Leon breaks down the solution. Right? And the cool thing is that stand-up is now completely open. You can see the daily stand-up and you can see the stand-up channel for everyone that's in the 100 devs. So if you're on the Learn with Leon Discord, !Discord, you have to join 100 devs to see all these channels. But once you do, you'll see some of them. And if you fill out the Mega Summer, you'll get added to some private channels where people are sharing the juiciest stuff. Like those private channels are the best channels in the Discord that I've ever seen. People sharing kind of their interviews, what's going down in the interviews. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone sharing so much in those channels. So if now is the moment, you say, Leon, my time is now. I'm ready to start the hunt. I'm ready to go in deep. Mega Summer's for you. Cool. Really good practice. Been able to solve the code wars without assistance more and more often. That's awesome. Glad to hear that, Shells. Cool. Folks, as we go on, we remember all the good times we had together. I don't want to get DMCA'd, so I'm gonna stop. Jared, hey, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. All right, so I'm just gonna stop before I get DMCA'd. You know, it's too close to the real thing. But we got 5 more classes, folks. Tonight we're teasing data structures and algorithms. Thursday we're going deep dive on it. Then we're gonna have 2 more classes that are kind of data structure-y, and then we're switching gears to React. We're gonna kind of brush off our React skills. We're going to build a full stack web application that has React as well. And then we'll transition to agency projects where there'll be full stack apps with React as well. And so we'll be building real products that real people are going to use. Who wants to sign my yearbook? I'll sign it for sure. We get caps and gowns. Hey, how you want to live your life? Alrighty. Friday, we have our tea spilling sessions. Every Friday, I've been bringing folks that have recently pursued their engineering career, whether it was recently as in like they just got a job, or talking about their experiences in the hunt that was a few months ago, or folks that have been on the job for a year or two. And so every Friday, we spill the tea. We get folks to come and give you the real secrets that answer all your questions. Everything is on the table. People throw out salary numbers. People throw out what the interview process looked at all the companies that they went to. We had somebody that broke down the interview process at 5 different companies for y'all. Don't miss these T-spilling sessions. There's so many nuggets of real world value that you can use as you jump into your hunt that you don't want to miss. Saturday, we've been doing our code jams. We take time 2 hours on Saturday to get some more practice in. This past Saturday was behavioral. This upcoming Saturday, we're going to be practicing some of the bank. It's just time for us to come together as a group, to have some fun, mix it up a little bit, and to get some more practice in. We have our office hours on Sunday. The last office hours were a little weird because the router was giving me some issues. But yeah, Sunday office hours, 1 p.m. We go until there's no more questions. So bring your questions about the interview process, the job hunt, or anything in general related to coding. Happy to answer them on Sundays. We already talked about stand-up daily questions. Check out the daily question. Try the daily question. Try and get into it. Try and solve it. Really push yourself. We set them up so that we kind of snowballed into harder and harder problems. So if you're like, Leon, I missed the stand-up, I missed the daily questions, great. Go to that channel in Discord, start at the beginning and work your way through. If you get stuck, you need help, ask us on Discord. We're happy to help. And as I said, more one-on-one slots are open for folks that are doing Mega Summer. If you're like, Leon, how do I book that one-on-one? Well, the link is in the Mega Summer channel announcement. So go ahead and use that link if you need it. If you haven't been added to Mega Summer yet, don't worry, I'll add everyone after this stream that wants to be added. Cool. I think that's some good housekeeping. So reminder, Friday, T-Spill, office hours Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you then. Now, folks. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh boy. They're coming along, Telescope. I got you this week though. Oh baby. This is your 10-second warning. I'm about to turn up because of these jobs. This is even we got a bigger announcement later. This is just like, you got to get mentally ready for today. This is like, we got the sponsors coming later. That's gonna be a whole nother level. But right now, we got to celebrate some folks. We got to celebrate some people. That's your 10-second warning. We're doing it. 3, 2. Congrats, Daddy. Anki. Congrats, Jasmine. Congrats, Jesse. Congrats, Erica. Congrats, John. Let's go. All right, folks. I needed that. I don't know if your soul needed that today, but mine definitely did. 21 jobs, folks. I'm not crying, you're crying. First, shout out Daddy Yankee for locking it down, getting the job. If you missed that T-Spill session with Daddy Yankee, you missed out. So many gems that are real, actionable, that you can do right now, right? Congrats on your new gig at a new, well, not new, but a hot startup in LA. Ciao now. Congrats. Jasmine, congrats. 3 offers. Let me tell you about what happened here. Their first offer came through. Big company came through. We want you. Right? We want you. But we gotta get some things approved first. In the time that it took them to get the formal stuff through, they got 2 more offers from like phenomenal companies. And so now they have 3 offers that they haven't, like, they're negotiating. They haven't accepted it. They were just like waiting. And in that waiting period, they got 2 more. Now they're juggling 3. Congrats, Jasmine. Jesse, our moderator extraordinaire, Chop. Their journey has been amazing. They started with us. They learned the basics with us, and then kind of wanted to head towards UX, then kind of came back to code, have been working in this agency, but they started their full-time role yesterday, folks. That's wild. That's wild. Erica, this is unreal. You saw it in the celebrations channel. If you're not in the celebrations channel, you got to keep an eye on that celebrations channel. Erica is working part-time, but gets full-time pay, y'all. Living the dream. Working 20, getting paid like 40. No shady stuff. I have permission to share some things, but they're going to spill the tea for us. And I don't want to give away too much, but they're going to spill the tea on us. And so I'm just going to give you a little teaser. It was all completely above the board honest. She told them, hey, I'm only going to work 20 hours, but you're going to get 40 hours worth of productivity out of it. And they were like, okay. That was it. Locked it down. So that's all I'm gonna say. They're gonna come to our tea spill. They're gonna spill their tea and tell us how they did it, how they locked it all down. But let that sink in for a second. They told them, I can only work 20 hours, but you're gonna get 40 hours output. And they were like, sure, all right, and paid it up. What is going on, folks? And then Sean, today in the celebrations channel, I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet. I saw it and blew my mind. Full-time software engineering role, no technical assessment, folks. Let me say that again. Hold on. Let me get big here for a second. Full-time role, no technical assessment. Y'all hear that in the back? You back there, the one that's built out their hit list but hasn't started interviewing yet because they're afraid of what might happen, that they're going to fall flat on their face, that it's not going to work out. Full-time software engineering role, no technical assessment. We're going to talk about how they did it. They actually gave the they actually gave us the scoop on what happened. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But the thing I want to sink in tonight, this is not an anomaly. These are 100 Devs' very own, locking it down. And what you are realizing, hopefully, if you've been coming to these tea spilling sessions, is that the barriers that we built up in our brain just aren't true. So we need to talk, y'all. We need to talk. We need to talk. Oh, I gotta put this on a pad. You are ready. You are ready. There we go. I don't have to say it anymore. Look. Mouth's gonna be closed. You are ready. You are ready. You are ready. You You are ready. All right. I'm having a little too much fun here. That's another emote. You are ready. We're going to build that too. All right, folks. We need to talk. The session we had on Thursday, I got a chance to talk to 70-ish people on Thursday on one-on-one. And the biggest thing that came out of that session was the idea that, Leon, I've done the things. I've built the projects. I have the portfolio. I have all the pieces. Now, I might not feel like they're all there, but I have the pieces, but I can't take that first step. Right? I can't take that step. I'm on a hill. I can see the Chuck E. Cheese all the way at the bottom, but I can't take that first step to get rolling down the hill to get there. Right? And so to that, I say, you are ready. That's all I got to say for you. I'll say it again. You are ready to start the journey, to take that first step. And what I hope is that you stop listening to me already. I hope that you have stopped listening to me when I tell you this, because I have brought in folks after folks after folks after folks that have shown you how they are getting $83,000 jobs, $85,000 jobs, six-figure jobs. I brought in 6 people that had those type of opportunities presented to them that did not do any leak code style questions, that did not need to know React. So we have to figure out how to pull this barrier that we're building up for ourselves that says, I got to do more algorithmic prep. I got to do more React. No, you are ready. Throw yourself into the hunt. Get those first nasty, throw up on yourself, slap their mama interviews out of your system so that you get the activation energy rolling to get into this process, to see what you are good at, to see what you're not good at, to figure out what you should be working on, instead of having that anxiety build and build and build and build that stops you from taking that step. Exactly. Just do it. We can do it. Now, beloved, I don't know. I think you're new around here, but the thing for us, we never submit applications. We never click apply. Clicking apply is like putting out your resume and throwing it in a trash can. We build out our hit list and we network our way into those opportunities. And a lot of folks are getting hung up on that process. So we are going to have a class where we do that exact process live, where we build out a hit list, we network with those individuals to get the referrals to get the job. All right, we're going to work on that. We're going to do it live together. That's the biggest ask people made is, Leon, I have this hit list. I don't know how to make that first step. We're going to do it together live. But I'm going to keep giving you these stories of folks that have done it without all the things that you might be thinking that you need. Sam said, I didn't believe this stuff at first, but I networked my way into my job and I didn't even think there was a way to apply for it. Exactly. You are going to find yourself in a position where the stars align and things work out if you just take that first step and put yourself in that position to succeed. And so I brought folks to talk to you, and I got some highlights here to go over. We know this person. This is the person that just clicks apply. They get 400, 500, even 1,000 applications. Some of you are at an event where somebody said they applied to 1,000 companies. 1,000 applications. Nah, it's not how we do it. Not how we do it. Right? Not how we do it. But if you do it right, you network your way into a position, here's what can wind up happening. You will find yourself in a scenario where if you know basic prep, which you all should be comfortable with at this moment, right? While you're at the event. Yeah, a lot of people told me about it, right? If you're at this moment where you know prep, you can go into an interview knowing just prep, knowing just the methods that we've been practicing for the past month, and brute force your way to a solution, and that will be enough to get a job. What I want y'all to realize right now, and I've said it before on Remo, I've said it during our stand-up on Discord, but I want to make sure that I say it on Twitch. If you've been learning how to code, you've been inundated with advertisements or people that think they know how to do it but haven't actually done it before. I'm in LA, so I keep getting this one guy trying to get me to a JavaScript. He yells. He has like a purple background. JavaScript bootcamp this weekend in LA. Right? I don't have a problem with that guy. The people that I have a problem with are the people that are selling a data structures and algorithms course, that are instilling this fear that you have to leak code until your eyeballs fall out. And they're trying to sell you this dream of a FANG or top tier startup. You do not need to go to FANG. You do not need to go to a top tier startup to get an amazing salary with amazing benefits and to start your career in an amazing way. People are selling that fear to get you to buy a course. And a lot of folks I talk to one-on-one, they've internalized that fear, right? They've internalized that fear to where they don't take that step. And instead of doing the things that we've seen 21 other individuals use to be successful, what they do is they buy another course, or they think they have to go do some other type of thing that's not the thing that's going to get them the job, but it's something that's busy work. It's something I paid, so this must be a good step forward. Knock it off. Build your hit list. Try and network your way into those interviews. And if all else fails, if you can't network your way in, you click that little button that we should never click, and you keep moving. You start racking up interviews at companies that you really don't care about. Because what you're going to find out is that the interviews aren't as bad as you've worked them up to be in your brain. You're going to have some interviews that go horrendous, but you're going to have some interviews that go amazingly well. You only need one to go well to start your career and get a fantastic job. That's why it's a number games, folks. That's why we do 60. That's why it's not 10, it's not 30, it is 60. We are playing the numbers because we know we just need that one chance for the stars to align to get that job. And what we've been seeing with the folks, right? The folks that have been getting jobs, once they let that fear go, once they took that anxiety and weight off their shoulders and said, you know what? I'm gonna apply. I'm going to take that interview. And what somebody said recently is you can't lose a job that you don't already have. So why are you so worried about your portfolio not being perfect, your 100 hours project not being perfect, your methods not being perfect, your algorithmic prep not being perfect? You can't lose a job that you don't have. Go into those interviews, fail, figure out what you're good at, figure out what you're bad at, and get better at it. The only way you get better at it is by doing them. Line up the ones that you don't care about, that you don't like, and get to work. Let's take a look at this real quick. Take a look. Okay, yeah, you got me. That's the truth. Hey, I think folks need to hear it. Like I said, you're not alone. You're not alone in not wanting to take that first step, right? Right? You're not alone when you take that first step. And that's why I'm going to keep saying it. I'm just going to loop it. You are ready. There you go. Throw it out there for you if you need to hear it. Cool. So once again, if you know your prep, you know your methods, you can brute force through solutions. That's all you really need. And so here's some things that have come from our community. This is from Telescope. I know you're here in chat. I love this, what you sent about this. It got me. I thought somebody was knocking on my window. I forgot about it and got myself. Yeah, there you go, Telefang. You hear that, folks? You hear that? That's opportunity knocking, folks. Take that first step. I got. I did.
You got.
I did get got there. For real. I'll take the L. All right. This is from Telescope. Just had a coffee chat and was told they see so many applicants with empty GitHubs. Not us. No portfolio sites. Not us. And no projects underneath their belt. Not us. You're going up against scrubs. That's what's happening here. I'm going to say it again. Y'all are going up against scrubs. You are ready. They are not. You are ready. They are scrubs. They don't have GitHubs. They don't have portfolios. They don't have projects underneath their belt. Hell, you could go back to that Microsoft stream and add 5 new projects to your portfolio tonight if you wanted to. You have your 100 hours projects. Some of you have your clients. You have all the things that you've built, the team projects that you worked on. You have this massive amount of things that you should be proud of that other folks that are clicking those 4,000 applications and not getting anywhere don't have. You are phenomenal. You are great. You are a cut above the rest because people aren't putting in the work that you've put in these past few months. We just got a 22 job in the celebration. Nuh-uh, get out of here. Hold on. What? Hold on, let me see this. Yeah, I'll play with my emotions today. What? G2K, it's been a wild few weeks, but I got my first software engineering role as an associate software engineer. Fuck it. 22. Let's go. Let's go. I got to update the slides in real time. G2K, congrats. 22 with the dub. 22. Let's go. I wish I could. Hold on. I'm just going to play some music. I'm going to sit back. Yee, let's go. When it rains, it pours. It's different. Thank you for the extra gifted sub to bring it to the 22. Folks, can't make this shit up. It's happening live. It's doing it right now. The time is now. Seize the day. They're all a bunch of scrubs, but you know what? You are ready. They're not. Take that step. Daddy Yankee, thank you for the gift sub, bring you to 22. I appreciate that. Oh, what is happening? Think about this. Think about this, folks. 22 people learn to code for free. They put in the work. They got amazing jobs, and you're about to do it too. Take that step. Get over that fear. Fail. Have horrible interviews. Throw up on them. Slap their mamas. Take that first step. 22. Live, folks. All right. Here's Sean's. Anonymous. Hey, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You got a lot of new, all the subs coming in from the gifted ones too. Let's see. BT. Hey, Lucid, Youre, Edwig, Anon, Johnny Cakes, Fire, Wonderfilled, Aubrey, Vero, Atari. Hey, enjoy the new subs. Yo, 22 live. I can't make this up. All right, hold on. Let's get back to it though. We gotta lock in, folks. We gotta lock in. We're ready for this. Where we at time wise? Let's see. All right, we're getting close to our hour break, but I need to say this. It's been sitting heavy on my chest, so I know we're taking a little while before we get to the goods, but I wanted to say this. This is important. All right, this is Sean. Sean just put this in our Discord. There was no technical assessment. I just told them about the projects I had worked on and made sure I was friendly and connected with them as people. Chat, what two things? What two things are folks looking for in interviews? What are they trying to figure out? What two things? What two things? Can you code? And do I want to work with you for the next 2 years? You are ready. That's it, folks. Sean had projects. For a lot of folks, projects carry more weight. This is what you put your heart, your soul into. This is what you built out. You put hours into this. This to a lot of interviewers holds way more water than can you do fizz buzz. Right?
We don't get got. We go get.
All right. No technical assessment. Walk them through their projects and was friendly to fulfill that second requirement. Don't work with you for the next 2 years. And I would say that this is an anomaly, but it's not. I have had 3 other people tell you the exact same thing. No technical assessment. That thing that you're worried about happening literally did not happen. They worked through their projects. They talked it through. They were personable the whole time and they got a job. They are now a software engineer. I say it one more time. They are a software engineer. Get going. Do your hit list. Do your hit list. Take that first step. You are ready. Let's go. Next one. Next one. Proof's in the pudding, folks. This is the biggest thing. And Erica said I could share this. Erica's gonna spill the tea. They're gonna spill the tea for us. But they said I could share this too. Erica had one interview lined up. One interview lined up. That's it. Their first interview was the interview that they got the job. Right? The night before that interview, they were going to cancel. Yeah, they did first try it. They were going to cancel. The nerves built up. They thought that they were never going to be able to get a job because they only could work 20 hours a week. They only had 20 hours a week in them. That's all they can do. And they'll tell you why when they come spill the tea. But they only had 20 hours a week. So they were afraid to go through an interview process only to at the end say, you know what? Thank you for considering me. I can only work 20 hours a week. Is that cool? So to them, they built that up. They had this excuse in their head. No one is going to hire me for 20 hours a week. So the night before, They said, you know what? I'm gonna take myself out of the running. I'm not gonna let them not give me the job. I'm not even gonna show up. But they had a friend that at the last minute was like, hey, can't lose a job you don't have. Just show up, see what it does, see how it goes. Right? So they showed up and they were asked to build a project, and they couldn't build it on the spot, but they were given a week to build the project. And in that week, they destroyed the game. They absolutely crushed building out that project, and then told them, look at what I was able to do so quickly. My 20 hours aren't like those scrubs 20 hours. My 20 hours gets done. Right? My 20 hours gets done. Fuck it. My 20 hours gets shit done. And they said, we see that. They agreed. They agreed. And now Erica is working part-time, but making full-time pay. You are ready. I can't say it no other way, folks. You are ready. Telescope. Hey, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you for being here. They first tried it, but I love this story and I can't wait for them to come and tell it, because they almost took themselves out of the race. They almost let that anxiety, that what if, the let me take myself out of the race before I fail. Right? But they didn't. And they got the job first try. All right. One more, we're gonna take a break. One more, we're gonna take a break. You all heard it live. Daddy Yankee shared this, gave me permission to talk about it. They locked down an $83K job, and my mans didn't do an algorithmic challenge. They built a button with HTML and CSS. Moment of silence just to let that sink in. You are ready. My man's built a button with HTML and CSS. Did not do an algorithmic coding challenge. Didn't even have to brute force their way through some fizz buzz, and got an $83,000 a year job. Whatever you're telling yourself in your head that is stopping you from starting the hunt and setting up these interviews is nonsense. People care about two things. Can you code? And do I want to work with you for the next 2 years? You're a part of this community, so I know that second one's already done. You're also part of this community, so I know that you can code. You've built some phenomenal things, right? And hiring is so broken that somebody else is going to tell you to do all these hoops. But for the folks that understand how to hire and they know how to evaluate those two things correctly, you are ready. So go fuck all the other companies that don't know what they're doing. Find the companies that want to see your projects, that want to see that you can demonstrate that you can code, that want to do the process that makes sense, and get that amazing job. let's take a break. All right, folks, if you're new around here, we always like to be healthy. At the top of the hour, we always take a break. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start a timer. Let's bring 5 minutes up on the clock here. When we come back, we're announcing the sponsor and we're talking about how you can win $5,000. Then we're talking about what the heck data structures and algorithms are. We're talking about big O, baby. Lots of fun stuff to get through tonight. Let's go ahead and take a break. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the timer here. Bring up some tunes. And I will see you all in 5 minutes. Please, if you are able, get up, move around, hydrate, stretch, and I'll see y'all in 5 minutes. Memphis, hey, cheers to that. Cheers to you. I'm actually going to run ads real quick just so that new folks joining us don't have to sit through the ads. And I got to stretch, so let's do it. I'll see you all in 3 minutes. Take a real break. See you in 3. Oh, that didn't work. Let me run it over here. Thank you for the stretch. Different. You know how this goes. You want to see the actual live stretching? That's my OnlyFans. Only 1 million channel points, folks. Burb. Oh yeah. Your internet is down. It's coming down something fierce. It's not good. Hope you're doing all right. Hope everyone is doing well and fired up. Go get them tech jobs. Me too. Me too. Raining pretty bad in South Florida. Whew. That was the finger crack. How do you like Pokemon Unite? I really don't know what I'm doing. I've never played a MOBA before. Like I never got into Dota or League, and yeah, I never played a MOBA before. So I kind of really don't get it. And everything I know about Pokemon doesn't really seem to help me. There's no type advantages. I don't think the like the items are one-to-one like in the games at least. So yeah, I think it's just like a completely different game with Pokemon characters. I have never played that type of game before. I'm interested in it. I think it's fun. It seems easy to pick up, but I kind of feel like, you know, like when you're little and like your siblings give you like the controller that's not plugged in, I feel like I'm just doing stuff, but I don't know if I'm actually being helpful or not. So I gotta I have to like invest time in learning the different builds and how it all works. Yeah. Good to hear, Thieves. I don't know, Softest. Probably. If people can be like unfloating bananas in hot tubs, I don't see why you can't. Maybe. I don't know. You got to read the TOS. Clark, you'll get a message from me like the day before, typically the meeting, and it'll have the link for the meeting. Daddy Yankee. All right, folks, we got about a minute left. Finish up. Get an extra swig of water in. Quick stretch if you're able. An extra 5K for the this song. Where can I learn to network then, or will you go over that again? We have all of our classes are on YouTube, so you can do !YouTube and see all of our past classes. We have 2 on like how to network and 1 on that hit list that we keep talking about. So yeah, you can do !YouTube, and if you want the sheet that we use for our hit list, it's !sheet in chat as well, so you can have access to that and see what people are using. All right, folks, come back on from your break. Hope it was a good one. I'm gonna chill the music here. We're gonna get into it. Thank you, Memphis, for posting them. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Hope you had a good break. Let's keep it moving here. So the moral of the story, to round up Spicy Leon, time to go, folks. Time to start the hunt. Time and time again, folks have barriers that they've put on themselves that, as we've seen, folks that's been talking to us, that have been showing us the way, they built it up, but it just wasn't true. They were able to get an amazing job. The thing that they were worried about and it didn't come true, like, just get out there, start doing it, take that first step. And if I can be of help, please let me know. Come to stand up. Tell me what's not working. Come to stand up and ask me how I can help, and I will help you, right? So if there's something you need to work through, or if there's something that you need help with, come to stand up. I'm happy to help you get through that hump. Hey, Gabby. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 8 months. Alrighty. Now, we're talking about data structures and algorithms this evening. But before we do that, we have our new sponsor that I've been waiting to introduce this evening. This sponsor is enabling us to not only advance our careers professionally, like something that's really going to help us stand out, something that's going to help us grow, something that's going to help us on our long-term trajectory to being phenomenal engineers that stand out and that get phenomenal jobs. So not only are they helping us do that, but they're splashing some cash around so that we can have fun too. So I am super proud to announce, we got 10-second warning here. We're playing some amazing music here. Proud to announce a sponsor coming from our very own Hashnode, y'all. Let's go. Everything you need to start blogging as over. Let's go. You know them. You love them. Now Hashnode is a very special sponsor. because of Sam. And we all know Sam. Sam's here in chat with us right now. Sam is 100 Dev's very own, and they are now working their marketing magic over at Hashnode, and they got a budget to help spread the good word that is Hashnode. And Sam hit us up immediately, and so I can't think of a better sponsor for this community, for a way for it to come full circle. And so big shout out to Sam for bringing it back, right? Got the bag and brought the bag with them, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? Got the bag and turned around and came right back to us and said to me, how can I help? I love it. I can't think of anything better that could ever happen in terms of a sponsor.
We don't got. We go get.
Exactly. So first off, thank you to Sam for setting it up. Thank you to Hashnode for sponsoring. Let's talk about what's going to go down. So August 24th, we're going to have a class on how to start your blogging journey, right? Talking through the beautiful things that blogging can do for your career, what it can do to help unlock jobs and opportunity. You all heard Nick talk that talk during the T-Spill session. You've seen Sam walk that walk in their day-to-day life here and on Twitter. You can do ! Sam if you don't know what I'm talking about here in chat. And so we're going to have a whole class on how you can start utilizing blogging and Hashnode to further your career. So we're doing a whole class, sponsored stream on August 24th. It's a Tuesday. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have lots of cool things that are happening during that stream. But the big boy, the big thing that's going to happen is that Thursday, instead of class, we are running back the Uno Tournament of Champions. So it will be a 100 devs RC crossover tournament of Uno, the card game. If you would like to participate in that tournament, where there is literally $5,000 of cash on the line. Let me say that one more time. Let me get big real quick here. $5,000 on the line for playing Uno. We're a lot of people, but we're not that many. The odds are very much in your favor for this tournament. So if you would like, it's $5,000 cash going straight to you, like the last Uno tournament. Cash App, Venmo, whatever you need, it's going straight towards you. PayPal, we did too. Cash money, y'all, for playing Uno. During the class, we're going to do lots of other fun stuff. I'm not going to give too much away, but if you would like to enter the tournament, there's two things I need you to do. You can do !Hashnode here in chat if you want it. !Hashnode here in chat. And that'll give you the links that you need. If you do not have a Hashnode account, I'm going to ask you to create one using this link that has the word Leon in it. This is so a Hashnode knows that you are all coming from 100 devs. And so go ahead and create an account using this link with Leon in it so that we know where you're coming from. That way we can keep track of it. And then once you've created your account, go ahead and fill out this form, right? Fill out this form. So I have your contact information, right? Your contact information for the Uno tournament. So I can start doing the seeding. So we can start figuring out who's going to be on the first tables together. Okay. If you have one, should we delete it and recreate? No. If you already have a Hashnode account, that's great. The other thing that you're going to want to do, and I'm going to make this part of the homework as well, is that you're going to want a Hashnode account probably before that Tuesday's class. So if you're not going to do it right now, right? if you if you go ahead and wait, is there something wrong with the link? But if you go ahead and create it on Tuesday's class, that Tuesday, August 24th, we're going to talk through some of the goodies that we're getting. So when you create your account, right? When you create the account, it's showing up as source Leon and. Hold on, let's see. Where are y'all seeing that? The and. Sam's got us anyway. Sam says it's all good if it looks like it's being Leon or Leon and they got it. Where are you? Oh, from the Nightbot. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Yeah, it's just that there wasn't a space there. There we go. Boom. All right, Nightbot has been updated. The space is there. It's just Leon, right? Just use the link in the slides, or you can do exclamation point hash node now. Go ahead and create your account using the source equals Leon, because we're getting some goodies, folks. Some goodies that you get when you create your account using this link that you're not going to get otherwise. And so we're going to break down all of the goodies you get when you sign up with this account. We're going to talk about how you can use blogging to change your life and your career. We're going to have a full sponsored class on it. And then that Thursday, for all the folks that attended, we're running a $5,000 Uno tournament. What? This is real life, folks. Like, what is going on? All right. So the beautiful thing is that everyone on the final table in Uno is in the money. And so we'll talk about all the breakdowns and things like that as we get closer. But I wanted to shout out a huge thank you to Sam for locking it down, Hashnode for sponsoring this community, for giving us the goods, for sponsoring some cool stuff for us to do, and for helping lots of early career developers on their journey to their first job. So let's go ahead and if we could just say like a thank you real quick. I know Sam's here. If we could just say like thank you just in chat. Sam brought it back to us, right? I think that's huge. I think that's worth saying. A big thanks. So thank you to Sam. Thank you to Hashnode. I'm going to throw it in there. Boom. All right. I'm going to share more details as we get closer. And we're going to have a whole class on it. We're going to go through all the extra goodies and things like that. But this was the teaser, the reveal. And once I just want the music for a second here. 10-second warning. 5 seconds. Boom. All right. Thank you so much, Sam. I really mean it. Hashnode, thank you so much for sponsoring this community. It means a lot. And I'm just super excited to see y'all throw down when this much money is on the line. Let's go. Who's going to be looking up some Uno like strategy? Alrighty. So now we're going to get into our data structures and algorithms. I want this to be a light introduction so that we have a good idea what the heck it is that we're all talking about. We're finna make some nerds very angry because I'm not going deep tonight. I want this idea to percolate in your brain. I'm going to give you some homework that I want you to work on between now and Thursday, and we'll go deeper on Thursday. So I'm giving base overviews to get some ideas to start turning. And the big thing that I need to emphasize, right? The thing I need to emphasize is that this is not what makes or breaks you getting a job. If you just stop listening to me right now, well, give me 2 seconds and then stop listening to me. If you just practice your prep, your methods, and your brute force solutions, that would be enough to get you a job. I don't care what those YouTubers say. I don't care what those nerds on Reddit say. I'm one of them. And I don't care what that annoying person in your YouTube ads tells you. If you just stopped right now, you had all your projects, you had your portfolio, you had your client projects, you had your methods practice, you had your behavioral questions down lock, because when you have your behavioral questions down on lock, that enables your personality to come through and you solve one of those two. Can you code? That won't work with you the next 2 years. If you just stopped with all of that, that is enough. You are ready. So this, my fabulous friends, is the sprinkle on top of a delicious sundae that you have already built. This is, nay, the cherry on top. Nobody shows up for the cherries. Nobody shows up for the sprinkle, but it does make everything just taste a little bit better, right? So that's what we're doing tonight. We're adding a little bit more on top of the skills that we already have that are going to help us when we're in certain interviews. Certain interviews are going to be where they care about this stuff. The bulk probably might not, right? So let's make some nerds angry and let's talk through it. For tonight, I want you to think of an algorithm as just a function. We all know what functions are. We've all used them. We've all written them, right? So if we're thinking about an algorithm, let's just think of a function for now. This is going to be a function that takes in some sort of input, right? We've already set up parameters. We've already passed in arguments into our functions in the past, right? This function that we're calling an algorithm takes in some sort of input and eventually gives some sort of output. For tonight, the input and output, we're going to just call those data structures. We're organizing our data in some way, shape, or form to go into this function or algorithm, and we're getting some data out of that function or algorithm, right? So when you hear people say data structures, you've been using them this whole time. You've been using arrays, you've been using strings, you've been using something that organizes your data that can be passed into your algorithm, right? Right? And can get a certain output. And you're used to seeing things come out of your functions or algorithms that are data structures, right? You have seen us spit out arrays, objects, all these things that we have used. Cool. Now this function contains the logic that transforms our input to that output, right? So if we're thinking about this algorithm, took something in, does something to it, gives us something out. That's the logic behind it. Now, for homework, I asked you all to work through the Scotch.io course on data structures and algorithms. If you have not yet worked through that, please work through that as part of your homework this week. This course is a really good introductory course that'll get you up to speed with the basics of kind of Big O, with thinking through some larger or some common algorithmic type questions that you'll run into. And they have this wonderful way of thinking about, right? The way that they have this, I see you indifferent. give me some leeway tonight. They have this wonderful way of thinking about things that I really like. So I want us to think of a library. Zabby, hey, thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. The funny thing is we're talking after stream, so we can. All right, let's think of a library, y'all. If we think about a library contains many different data structures. They have books, they have magazines, they have CDs, they have DVDs, they have Blu-rays. If you live in like an area that has like a lit library, then you got like video games and other stuff, right? So we have this library that contains a bunch of different data structures. And people kind of get hung up on like what a data structure really is, but when you think about a library, it makes it a little bit more clear. Let's say the data you care about is all just a bunch of text. It would make sense for a book to hold that text. You can easily read it, you can flip through it. So in our library thought experiment, if you have a bunch of text, it makes sense for a book to hold all of that text. If your data was a bunch of low quality video, then it would make sense to use a DVD, right? Could you take your video content, right, and put that video content into a book? Like, could we take that data and format that data, right, so that the video data was all in a book? Yes, we could do that, but we wouldn't be able to do the things or interact with it in the ways that we would normally want to interact with that data, right? If we're going back to this DVD idea, there's also something else we could think about. DVDs have a limit on the amount of data that they can hold. They're way cheaper than Blu-rays, but they're constrained in their size. So this data structure starts to have some constraints on it. Blu-rays, on turn, could hold a lot more data, but they cost more. So when we think about this library, we have a lot of these different data structures that are all good at different things. Some are better at holding text, some are better at holding videos. But we already can start to think about kind of trade-offs that we're making. If we have lots of video, do we use a DVD, which might run out of space quicker but is cheaper, or do we use a Blu-ray, which will run out of space, like it will take more time to run out of space but might cost more? We're used to making these decisions in real life or whenever we go to the library. We're going to realize that our code does the same thing. When we're worrying about data, like in our programs, it's not necessarily just like the cost of the DVDs, but that cost is coming down to two things. How much space are we taking up, and how much time are we taking? Like, how long does it take for something to happen? And so when we start evaluating data structures and algorithms, we want to start kind of thinking through these considerations. So like we can think through a consideration for a DVD and a Blu-ray. We want to think through a consideration for our different data structures and our different algorithms, for how much room they're taking up. Well, don't say how much space they're taking up, and how long they take to do the things that we want them to do. All right. Here is a pretty classic data structure that we will kind of go more in depth with on Thursday and then next week. Who's heard, just so I have an idea, can you just give me like an emote or like a yes in chat if you've heard of a linked list or a doubly linked list? I'm curious where folks are at. Yes. Cool. Okay. Cool. So with a linked list, it takes up less memory. Like we think about like the memory that our computer has. A linked list takes up less memory, but it's less efficient because you can only go one direction, which for certain applications or for certain things you want to do might be great. We also have a doubly linked list, which takes up more memory, but you can go back and forwards, right? So you can go forward, you can go backwards, and it works both ways. So one is less memory, but less efficient. One is more memory, but more efficient. And based on what you're doing, you would pick one. To make good decisions as engineers, as software engineers, like as we're on the job or as we're writing our code, to make good, well-informed decisions, we need to understand the different data structures that are at our disposal, right? And so far we have muscled through our problems. We've gotten shit done because, as we always say, you are ready, right? But if we're talking about taking it to the next level, putting that sprinkle on top, that cherry, all right, we want to be able to better approach problems. But to do that, we need to understand the different data structures that are at our disposal. So let's go back to this library analogy. Is this like when you're thinking about system design or just coding? This comes up when you're coding, right? And you're trying to decide, all right, let's think about something you might have approached before. In some of the problems we saw in stand-up, we could have used an array. We could have used an object for some of the problems that showed up. And I'm gonna highlight these on Thursday. But there was a particular problem where we needed to store data, and we were storing it in an array, but it wasn't efficient for what we were doing. So we wound up storing our data in an object instead. Knowing how to make those considerations and to say, you know what, this code would be way more efficient. It would take less time to run if I use this data structure. And so it's kind of like learning the different pieces that you can use to build a wonderful puzzle, right? And so I'm going to expose you to the big ones, the ones that are most important, the ones that are going to come up the most often, so that when you're looking at your code, you might think to yourself and say, I could probably approach this problem with X, and X will be a very specific data structure. My friend bullied me into learning linked list. Oh no. Y'all talking about library finds. I love it. Philly has a like amnesty day, or they used to at least have an amnesty day like once every year, a couple of years. And I rolled up one year. Whew. I unloaded. I was little, but I unloaded so much stuff for that amnesty day. This saved me. Got me going back to the library, that's for sure. But then the best one, I don't know what the statute of limitation is on library books, but I was a voracious reader especially when I was younger, and I would just gobble up stuff from the library. I would use other people's Angel codes. Let's go. Thank you for the raid of 69. Let's go. How y'all doing? You should be see your lawyer. Hey, welcome. So glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your stream went well. What were y'all working on tonight? What were you up to? Welcome everybody. We've been talking about a lot of fun stuff tonight. We've been talking about how we started the stream at 21, but while we were live, another person got a job. So we are at 22 jobs right now for the free bootcamp that we are running. We had one that happened to us live. We just announced a brand new sponsor. It's a wonderful night. 2-year stream anniversary with a 12-hour stream. Hey, congrats. That's wild. Hold on. Can I do this in here? Let's see. Let's do it in chat here. It's the least. Let's see. All right. I just gave you VIP. Congrats on your 2-year stream anniversary. I got you. There you go. You're now one of the very few that can post links in our chat. Congratulations. Glad you're here. That's wonderful. 12-hour stream. How'd that go? The most I've ever done was 9 hours and I was pooped. How'd 12 hours go? Also, if you have not followed them, you are missing out. One of the best streams on Twitch. Let me get the full link here. Boom. I'm gonna put this in chat. Once again, if you haven't followed them, hey, messing up. There you go. There's their link. It was fun. Gonna get food and sleep now. Oh, hey. Well-deserved food, well-deserved sleep. Congrats on your 2-year anniversary. And thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Folks that are here from the raid, we've been getting jobs literally live. We announced a new sponsor tonight. Hashnode is sponsoring the 100 Devs community, and we are having a $5,000 Uno Tournament of Champions. So if you would like to enter a $5,000 Uno tournament sponsored by Hashnode, you can do !Hashnode in chat. We're doing that later this month, which is just wild to me. It's so silly to say it. And right now we're talking about data structures and algorithms. But the thing I'm trying to emphasize tonight, yes, we're talking about these data structures, we're talking about these algorithms, but these should all be sprinkles on our pie that our ice cream of preparedness that we already are. It's not the end all be all. We're already more than enough and ready to rock and roll. Cool. Congrats again. 2 years. Wow. All right, let's go back to the library, folks. Back to the library. We're going to introduce these topics, and then, like I said, we're gonna make it to the ending early this time. I want us to revel in our winnings. All right. When we're trying to pick between different data structures, right? We're trying to think through these different trade-offs, and we're trying to think through, all right, how can the structure that I use consume as minimal resources as possible while also keeping the data in a format that makes it useful for the things I want to do with it? Manny combined the list. I never thought about that. Manny said we don't end early with the emotes. We're gonna do it today, folks. We're gonna do it. All right. So when we're thinking about these different data structures, should we be using this or that? We're trying to think through, all right, how do I store my data but still be able to do the things I want to do with it? And so the example that I love for this is, if we wanted to store video, right? If we wanted to store video, we could totally store video as a flip book and it would work. We could see video, or we could store it as a DVD, right? And so those are two considerations to think through. Would a flip book or a DVD be better for my video content? We're going to try and think through a lot of these same ideas when it comes to our real code. Now, that's data structures. There are different ways that we can format data. Like we could format our video as a flipbook, or we can format our video as a DVD. We could format our code using different key data structures. We're going to see heaps. We're going to see stacks. We're going to see lists, linked lists. We're going to see all this fun stuff that once you kind of know how it works and how it works with that data, you can make more informed decisions. And then once we kind of get these data structures out the way, we're going to start to ask ourselves some other important questions. So if we're at the library, what if we want a specific book, right? We're at the library, we want a specific book, right? We have this problem where we're taking in a string and we need to output a specific book, right? We're in a big old library. We're given maybe the either the name of the book or the, what is it called? The USBIN of the book, right? And we want the actual book out. So we're going to think of this as our algorithm, right? We're handing in a string and we're getting out a book. And so if I'm looking for a specific book, do I check every book in the library? Like, chat, what would be the most optimal way to get a book that I care about? You've walked in, let's say, to the Boston Public Library, massive library, takes up like 2 or 3 actual blocks of space, and you want a specific book. What do? Ask the librarian. Very specific algorithm there, right? Let's pretend that we're starting fresh, right? We're starting fresh. We walk in. What's the most brute force way that we could find our book, right? What's the most brute force way that we could find our book? Check every single book, right? You could start just by checking every single book until we found it. Now, if we had to move through each book, that's going to take a lot of time. Oddly enough, we've done this exact scenario a lot. A lot of this past month, we've been working with arrays, and we've just been kind of linearly going through our array, right? One at a time to get the things that we want. And this is kind of an example of that if we're trying to think about it in terms of meat space, right? But we know that there has to be a better way to find a book than linearly walking through the entire library, checking each book. We know that there is a better what to find a book. There has to be a better what to find a book. Looking for a specific word here. Yeah, a better algorithm, right? That helps us find the book. In this scenario, what's the data structure? If we're in this like library example, finding the book is our algorithm, but what's our data structure? We technically have 2 data structures right now. Hash map. Let's think in meat space, not coding terms. We know the algorithm is what we need to find the book. Yeah, Dak got 1. The data structure we're taking in is like the string, right? Like the name of the book. Like we're gonna call that a word, right? And the output or the data structure we're getting back is a book, right? The book is holding our text. I wish textular was a word. Our textular information, right? It's holding our text information is a book. So if we're thinking like this meat space example, like we have like a string coming in and a book going out, those can be our data structures. And the thing we do to find the specific book, right? Textual. Well, that does that. Hold on. I need some information. Textual just sounds a little too, a little sus. Feels a little too, I don't know. It feels a little too good. Yeah, cross. Textual healing. Exactly. I need some textual healing. Textual healing. I don't want to get DMCA'd. Sorry. I've somebody said I have perfect pitch earlier. It's true. Let's not get DMCA'd here. All right. So we know that finding the book will be our algorithm. We have these other data structures, and there are gonna be some other concerns that kind of crop up. Like if we're trying to like search through the entire library and find each book, how do we remember if we've already checked the books? How do we know if we already went up a we already went up a specific aisle? There are like all these other things we're going to start kind of thinking through. But if we walk into the library, we instinctually, like as humans, think about the most efficient way to find that book. We don't walk into a library. This is the quality content I signed up for. Hey, let's go. I don't know how to get better for you folks. I don't know. We literally got a job live. We got a brand new sponsor that's paying $5,000 for us to play Uno. We got rated, and we're learning about data structures, algorithms, and getting a nice little primer on Big O. It just keeps getting better, folks. All right. So I have a question for you, and some of you are already kind of saying it. What would be the most efficient way to find that book? Like, as humans, we don't walk into the library and literally go book by book until we find what we want. Right? Yumi said, yell the name of the book and don't stop until someone brings it to you. I agree, Purpose. Google Maps. Divker said, Akio book. Exactly, different. Nice. Find method. Yeah, there's probably some sort of find method. There's probably some sort of category, alphabetical order. Somebody's already done some of the algorithmic heavy lifting for us, right? The sorting in some way, shape, or form. So the thing that I want you to take away is I don't want you to like sit here and think about like what is the most optimal way to get a book from a library, but I want you to think about that idea when you're approaching your code. Is there a way that I could do the things I wanted to do faster, better, more efficient? Could I get my answer quicker? Could I get my answer in a way that makes more sense? And so we want to start applying that thought process or that logic to our code as well. And so to kind of tie this into our code, there's two big ideas. And the first one I want to focus on tonight, and we're going to spend time talking about on Thursday, is this idea of time complexity. In this library scenario, how long it takes to find our book is what we would label our time complexity. Like, how long does it take to find the book that we care about? Memphis, hey, cheers to you. Thank you for the hydration. Go to the computer to find out where it is. Avoid speaking to the other humans in the library at all costs. I see you've been to some libraries I go to. All right. Just take all the books. Their book is sure to be in all of them. There you go. So this idea of like, all right, we know that we're going to go into the library. We're going to have an efficient way, but how long that takes to find the book will be our time complexity. And as we start to go back to our like real code, thinking through the appropriate data structures, like how we're going to store our data that still makes sense, and the algorithms that we use is how we can efficiently solve our problems. So together, we're going to be introduced to a lot of key data structures, and we're going to be introduced to a lot of key algorithms that are going to show up in your code. I'm going to give you some real practical places where they show up, and then they're going to show up a lot in some of your interviews. Not all. As I said already, you are ready. You have the means to make it through some of your interviews. Some of your interviews will really kind of test you on this data structures and algorithmic knowledge, but not all, and not for normally the tier of company that we're applying to. So we want to start talking about the efficiency of our code. We want to talk about the complexity of it. We're going to use something called Big O notation. Big O notation is the way that we talk about the complexity or the efficientness of our code. I don't want this to be a scary term. It's just a set of ways that we're going to kind of mathematically describe the complexity of our algorithm in terms of space and time, like how much resources are we consuming and how long is it taking to do the thing that we want to do. We can think about our library example, walking in and trying to find a book. If we wanted to go through and check each book, right, that's going to have a specific Big O notation. Like that act of going and checking each book, chat would be what type of time complex. Let's see if anybody's hip already. If we walked into the library, right? If we walked in the library and we checked each book, yeah, it's going to be linear O of n, right? Linear complexity O of n, right? If you're not hip yet, don't worry, we're going to get there, right? So we already have this idea that we can think through and talk about our code in terms of this notation that we can kind of use universally. Learn how to make a button and earn 80K, 83K actually. Alrighty. I want to show you some common complexities, some things that you're going to see kind of come up continually in your code that are using this big O notation. Here's the scary graph. This is from the Get Connected Big O article. Tonight, we're concerned about 3 of these notations. N squared, O of N, and O1 are constant time. Okay? Constant time. That's all we're focusing on for tonight. These 3 complexities. This notation, this complexity, describes how much time, theoretically, my code takes as I add more inputs. So if we look at constant time, just to throw it out there, we're going to break down each of these. We look at constant time. For folks that have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, you've never looked at Big O before, you've never heard of this notation before, what do you recognize about this constant time? As I add more and more inputs, right? As I add more and more inputs, if something's constant time, right? Does the amount of time ever go up? Nah, exactly. It's a straight line. It stays the same. Let's say I have an array. An array is a data structure that we've all seen. An array can have one thing in it. It could have a million things in it. So let's go ahead and think about this. Let's say I have an array that has 500,000 numbers in it. I have an array that has 500,000 numbers in it. 0 to 500,000 numbers in it, right? And I want the first number. I want the first number out of that array. How do I get the first number out of my array, right? How do I get the first number out of my array? Index 0, right? I would do something like this. Array index 0. If I added another 500,000 numbers, right? If my face is in the way, thank you. I would do array 0, right? That would give me the first number in my array. If I added another 500,000 numbers, right? Does this change at all? If I add another 500,000 numbers, does this change at all? Still gonna be the same. Does it take any longer? No, it doesn't take any longer. I can add as many elements as I want to the array until I run out of like literal space, right? I can add as many elements as I want to that array. And no matter how many inputs I add, notice the switch changed there. No matter how many inputs I add, it's still going to stay the same. It's going to be constant time. All right, now let's think about the library. We go to the library, right? We're at the Boston Public Library. We just walked in the door. I want to go and find my book. And the most efficient algorithm that I know to find my book right now is to go and check each book. Right? Now, Bill Gates, let's not use Bill Gates. They're going through some stuff. I don't know who else has money. Elon Musk. Elon Musk also shows up to the Boston Public Library at the same time, right? They're there at the same time, and they're going to donate 1 million more books, right? They're going to donate 1 million more books. For each book I add, I go up in time. And for each book I add, right, I'm going to keep going up linearly. As I add a book, my time goes up. It just goes up in a linear path, right? The more books I add, the more time it takes me. And it's linear. If I started off, if this was 1 million books, right, and I added another 1 million, we have a linear trajectory. For each book I added, my time went up in equal proportion. Right? Now, we're pretty good at seeing constant time. We've seen that all the time with arrays. Go home, Milan, you're drunk. We hopefully can maybe grasp a little bit this linear time. Like as I add each book, it's going to take a little bit more time, right? The input and time are linear, right? Like as I add an input, I go up in time. That linearly happens, right? The last one's a little bit more confusing. And we've seen it in our code a lot. Let's say I had a for loop. And that for loop is going from 1 to 10. That for loop by itself is linear, right? For each number I add, it would just take one more loop, right? So if I made this for loop go from 1 to 11, right? It just added one more loop, right? So for each input, right? For each input, we get one more loop. So our for loop by itself is linear. But if I had another for loop inside of our outer for loop, right? If I had another loop inside of our other loop, this outer loop will go 1. And then this inner loop will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the outer loop will go to 2. And then the inner loop will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The outer loop will go to 3. Right? This becomes very costly. For every single input I add in these nested loops, it's not linear. It's getting closer to exponential, right? And the reason being is because for each one I add, I have to do that internal loop one more time. So don't worry. We're going to talk through these examples. I wanted to get them fresh in your brain. We've seen constant time, we've seen linear time, and we've definitely yeeted some bad code, right? That was doing it in n squared. And so we've seen these already. I don't want this to be scary. We've seen this already. Somebody said you said that we didn't need math. This looks kind of like math. You could take the math out of it. These are problems that we've already seen. They're problems that we face on a regular basis, and it gives us a good way to talk about our code. All right. We're at our 2-hour mark. I want to go ahead and make sure we take a break, right? When we come back from break, we're breaking down this in way more detail to make it make sense, to click a little bit. I promise we're not going any deeper than these 3 topics. We're going to see an example for each one, right? We're going to see an example for each one, and then we'll end it there. You'll have some homework to reinforce these concepts, but let's go ahead and take our break to stay healthy, to stay happy. We go ahead and bring up our timer. Alrighty. 5 minutes on the timer here. Bring up some music. Good luck, everybody. Have a good break. Need to charge the laptop. A all right, folks, if you're able to, go ahead and take a break. Do a stretch if you're able to. Let your eyes focus on something that's farther away. Yeah, this is just the stream beats. I have stream beats. I finally bucked up for the Spotify premium so I don't have to listen to ads, because I was afraid of getting DMCA'd for playing the ads while live. So the cool thing about stream beats is it's all completely free, with a license, and you just stream it from Spotify and it works. It's genius. And they get fractions of a fraction of a cent for each play, but when you have thousands of streamers using it, their views are pretty wild. Okay, hey, I appreciate it. They said, I didn't realize how much I missed class. Missed you, Leon. Hey, I missed you too. Thank you for being here. Gorski, hey, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you for being here. Got a lot of folks in here. A lot of folks followed today too. Ghost, Ramsey, Spooky, Calf, DB, Just Gary, Soul, Tyson, Ickmore, Hesser, MT, Sagittarian. Hey, thank you all for following. If you're new here, go ahead and give a follow. That way you know when we go on live. If you ever wanted to learn how to code, we got the best community online to learn code live. An amazing Discord where you can get your questions answered. We do classes every Tuesday and Thursday, office hours on Sundays. Love to have you. Yeah, I guess so. Well, might have to end that premium then, DN Bull. Yeah, so that's like one of the big concerns I have, because I just leave this running nonstop. And so I think the stream beats list is pretty long. So what I do is right before I start stream, I start it from the beginning again. So hopefully that keeps me in a good space. But the cool thing with the Go XLR is I can like cut it off very, very quickly and then bring it back if I want to. So I think it's been a nice addition. That's pretty cool, Soul. I never saw that the icon you have next to your name from TwitchCon. How was TwitchCon? Did you like it? I've always wanted to go. Ooh, that's cool. Thank you. I'll do that. Indifferent. You'll see. Hold on. Can I show you my? How can I do this? Maybe we can do it this way. And I'll show you acid rap indifferent. 1 second. Framed and on the wall. All I gotta say. A hole in space. It opened up. Oh no. TwitchCon was fun. Really looking forward to 2020s, but yeah, that did happen. Yeah, Dienville. Big ups. Big ups. This marquee got me like really into a lot of stuff that like formed my like upbringing. Growing up, I was really into breakdancing, and I would wave and glide and tut. Got really into beatboxing for a while, and this marquee was like one of the first people that I like heard do it, and then like took me off like this huge deep end. Cool, folks. Hope you had a good break. Come on back. Hope everyone had a good break. I'll go ahead and chill this music here. Yeah, Bemi, you hip. I see you. One of my favorites is I don't know if I could do it anymore. I haven't practiced it in a while. But there's like layers to the beatboxing. And so Rizal was like, well, one of the first, well, yeah, so maybe the first, well, do it. We'll put them up there. But there's like this idea like you can talk, and then you can like you can beatbox as well, but to do it at the same time. So like, if your mother only knew. It's like a very famous one. So if you know beatboxing, you know what I'm about to do. If your mother only knew. So like you can do it both at the same time. That blew my like little kid mind. Hey, anonymous coming through. Hey, thank you with the 10 gifted subs. That's wild. Anonymous been popping off tonight. That's wild. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Anonymous. Okay, thank you so much. A lot of folks getting the emotes today. Could we just get just right before we kind of finish up tonight and we get through the rest of class, we had so many subs, gifted subs. Can we just get like a wall of emotes, please? Just get like a wall of emotes just to say thank you to everybody. I really appreciate y'all. Let me put mine up here. Let me put I'm gonna put some of the premiums out here. There we go. Boom. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate the support. Oh, the Vim one. That's fire. That's Primes, right? Yeah. That's a good one. They labeled it Emacs. That's hilarious. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the support. We had the raiders that were hanging around for a while. All the subs, all of the donations, bits, all that stuff. That goes to the nonprofit I work at during the day, Resilient Coders, and it goes specifically to help our folks with mental health. And we got a cohort of 60 folks starting very soon, and so it's gonna be good. It's gonna go to good use. Yeah. These are my favorite ones. I really like this one. I think Indifference the only one that has this at the moment. Education. Oh, I did see Crumb earlier though. These ones are my favorite. Boom. There you go. Education should be free. I love it. Gotta figure out how to get the should be a little bit bigger. Alrighty, folks. Let's finish this up. Indifferent flexing. I love it. All right, let's finish this up. Yo, shout out good internet. Shout out good internet. Holding down. Not like, I can't tell you how much trouble this router has been over the past week, but shout out new router. I don't know. I gotta be careful. The sponsorships have been real, but right now Netgear really screwed me. Netgear screwed me. So you know what? Netgear and your trash Nighthawk pieces of There you go. I didn't say anything. Anyway, back to back to class here. All right. So we kind of broke down these three that we've seen. We're not going to go any more off of these. Let's talk about them. So we talk about O of 1, or constant time. And that means when we have an algorithm for any number of inputs that are presented to this algorithm, there will only be one operation required. So if we think about our array, it didn't matter, right? It was, Alex. It was like the top of the line stealth fighter one. And it just did not work. It just didn't work. It would work completely normal. It would work completely normal. Sorry, I'm a little hype. It would work completely normal. I would get my full down, my full up, but as soon as I would stream, it would crash. It couldn't handle the high bit rate. This quality that you're getting right now, it couldn't handle it. So anyway, shout out to good internet. Not here. All right. So think about our array. Get caught. Think about our array. Doesn't matter how many elements are inside of our array. If we want to get a specific value, you only need one operation. So we would say accessing something out of an array, like getting a value out of array, that happens in constant time, because it doesn't matter how many values are in the array. If we want something out of it, we only need to do one operation. So whenever you're thinking about, hey, it doesn't matter how many inputs I have, I need to do one thing, that's constant time. All right, here's an example that we've all seen. We have an array of numbers and we want the first number. No matter how many inputs are located in that nums array, there will only ever be one operation that is needed. So we would say accessing a number out of an array, getting that first number, that last number, that always happens in constant time. What was the retail price? It was expensive. All right. Let's think about another one. We had some folks that talked about this linear. When we go to the library and we go from each book, so every book, we go through every single book. So for every single input, for every single book, we perform an operation. We go to the book, we check it, not our book. Then we go to the next book, check it, not our book. Go to the next book, check it, not our book. As we add more inputs, as we add more books to our library, as Elon Musk rolls up, throws down the fat stacks to add 1 million books to the Boston Public Library, well, guess what? We just added 1 million operations to this excursion. So things that happen in O of N are linear time, means that as you added input, you're also adding an operation. So here's an example. I have a for loop. This for loop is going to run once for each element in the array. All right. So right now I have 5 elements in my nums array. I want to add them all together. So it's going to run once for each element in the array. If I added, chat, if I added 5 more numbers to my array, how many more operations does my for loop have to do? If I added 5 numbers to my array, how many more loops do I have to do? Exactly, 5 more. So I added 5 inputs and I got 5 new operations. How would you describe that relationship? 5 inputs, 5 operations. 10 inputs, 10 operations. 20 inputs, 20 operations. Linear. Yes, Yash. So O of N is linear. As I added input, I get a new operation. Think of a for loop. As I add a number to loop through, I have to do another loop. That is linear. As I add inputs, I add operations. As n increases, so does the operation exactly. All right. This is one of the things that like blew my mind early on. Is that sometimes we can take things that should be linear and do them in constant time. This math trick blew my mind when I first heard about it. This is like, they call it like Gauss's theorem or Gauss's trick, right? And so let's go back to this original example here. If I wanted to sum all of these numbers, how many operations would it take to sum all these numbers? Right now, pretend this page doesn't exist. How many operations am I going to perform to sum all of these numbers? 5. I'm doing it linearly, right? There's 5 inputs. I'm going to do 5 loops or 5 operations. That's linear. What if I told you I could do it in constant time? What if I told you I could do it in constant time? No matter how many inputs you added, I would only need 1 operation. And so there's something interesting. If you have a sorted, not hot dog, if you have a sorted continuous array of integers that starts with the number 1. So what that means is we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to as much as you want to go. As long as they stay in order and you start it with 1, what you can do is this trick right here. You grab the last number in the array, right? So 1 operation, you grab the last number in the array in constant time, and then you can do this math trick on it. You can say, hey, that last number plus 1 divided by 2 times the number. Oh, crap. Sorry. Softer says, I don't believe you, and they couldn't see it. All right, here we go. As long as it's in order, a continuous array of integers. You start with the number 1, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up as much as you want to go. As long as they're sorted in order, continuous, meaning you don't skip anything. What you can do is take the last number in that array. Bruh. Yeah, bruh, for sure. Right? Starting with 1, thank you, Yash. You can take that last number. So constant time, you're just grabbing 1 number. You can take that number, add 1 to it, divide it by 2, and times it by the number, and you get the sum. So if you were not hip, if you were not in the know, right, you would approach this linearly. You're going to add 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. But if you were hip like you are now, you see this in an interview. You pull Gauss's trick out in an interview. Hold up. 1 job, please. For sure. For sure you pull this out in an interview. Right? This should be last item. Sorry. I don't know why it says list. This should be last item. I'm sorry. This should be last item, not list item. I've made this mistake before too. This should be last item, right? You pull this out in an interview. 1 job, please. For sure. And so what was linear, adding 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, doing all of those operations, adding 1 to 2, then that to 3, then that to 4, then that to 5. For each input you added, you did an operation. Well, with Gauss's trick, you can just grab the last number, do this mathiness with it, and wind up with the same sum. You tell I haven't been on Twitch in a while. Oh no. There we go. Boom. Use Gauss's trick when making your HTML button. So this blew my mind. The idea that we can go from linear time to constant time? What? Can you explain it again? Sure. So let's do this. Let's code it out. Here we go. Let's write it out. Let's say we have an array with 1, 2, and 3 in it, right? 1, 2, and 3 is a continuous array of numbers that starts with 1 and it is sorted. So this qualifies for Gauss's trick, right? If we were to do this linearly, right? If we were to do it the old school way, we would have a for loop. And inside that for loop, we would run how many times adding to a sum. We have 3 inputs. How many times would this for loop have to run to get our sum? 3 times, right? We would say, all right, sum started off at 0. So we would do sum plus 1, then sum plus 2, and then sum plus 3. And we wind up with 6, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3, right? So we ran 3 times. There were 3 inputs. We ran 3 times. That was linear, right? Linear. What? Oh, that's pretty cool, Ghost. You can do it linearly, right? We ran 3 times because there are 3 inputs. But if we know the trick, we can grab this last number and we can do 3 plus 1 divided by 2 times the number. So this winds up being 4 divided by 2, which is 2, times 3, which gives us 6, and 6 is 6. What? Mind blown. So quick mess, right? I only used one operation. I grabbed just the last number and I was able to get the same result that I had to do linearly on this side. Nice. Very nice. This works every case. Yes, if it follows the rules. It must start with the 1. It must be sorted, and it must be continuous, meaning you don't skip. So if you go from 1 to any number, it's sorted, continuous, doesn't skip. This trick works. You pull this out in an interview, you're getting a job. And so this is pretty cool. The reason why I like this is because it shows you, right? It shows you that there are some problems, right? There are some problems that if you knew the right algorithm, you could do it way quicker. And so we're going to learn some of these base algorithms so that when we approach problems in the wild, we know the tricks to get it done. Cool. Lon's like, tight. Yeah. When I memorized hash map, it changed my life. I agree. It will. Cool. Committing these to memory can be important. Not necessarily the algorithmic tricks, but the idea of constant time and linear time. These are things that you want in your repertoire. They will come up in interviews. People will ask you to evaluate, hey, you have a for loop. What type of complexity is a for loop? For each input that we add, right? For each input that we add, right? That for loop is going to run one more time. So a traditional for loop would be what type of complexity, chat? Linear, nice. Accessing one element out of an array would be what type of complexity, chat? Constant, nice. Awesome. All right, last one, n squared. We want to find out if there is a duplicate number, and we're going to do it inefficiently. Right? So here I have an array of numbers, and there is a duplicate 5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have nested for loops. This outer for loop is going to start with the number 1, and then the inner loop, Leon stole my code. The inner loop is going to run 1, 2, well, sorry. Whoop. I just tried to erase the iPad with my finger. I went like this to erase the 1. This loop, right, is going to run, it's going to run, right? Let's say it's going to grab the 1 first, and then the inner loop is going to grab the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, right? And it's checking to see if this one exists inside. And so what we're doing is we have these nested loops that are looking for duplicates. And the reason why this becomes so slow is for each number that I add, this internal for loop has to go through all of those numbers before we move to the next number on the external for loop, right? Cool. Does that make sense? If we're on the outside doing 1, and then the inside we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the outside we're 2, and then the inside we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the outside we're at 3, and then the inside we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Outside we're at 4, and then inside we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For every single number that we add, those internal loops do more work, right? And that work that we're doing is no longer linear, because for each number I add, I'm doing, I don't want to say the word because we're talking about this, like I'm going to use this as a turn of phrase. We're doing infinitely more work, right? Like we're doing way more work. For each number that we add, we're adding more and more onto our plate. And so we're looking at an n squared here. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so if we're ever iterating over an array that we know is O of n, and we have another O of n iteration inside of it, we're going to call that n squared. All right, that's it. Exponentially more, there you go. That's where we're going to stop. I think folks get too caught up on this stuff. They get too overworked on it. My life is a nested loop. That's where we're going to stop. I am going to follow up after class tonight with the practice problem for tomorrow's stand-up and a little bit of homework to get us prepared for Thursday's class. Thursday, we're going to go into these deeper. We're going to see more examples. We're going to see more things that we can practice and play with. And we're going to see how to start evaluating our code that we're writing in terms of this notation. Okay, so if you would like to challenge yourself daily, make sure you've joined the 100 devs portion of our Discord, !Discord. Make sure that you're checking out that stand-up channel every day. We have a stand-up. We normally have like 40 people, right? We have like 40 people, right? We'll get to it, Yash. We'll get to it. We have like 40 people there every day for stand-up. So join us. Get some coding practice in. Next class will be Thursday. We have our T-Spill on Friday. We have our code jam on Saturday. We have our office hours on Sunday. In Discord, I'll share a little bit of homework, just some light reading and some videos to get us ready for Thursday, and some light reading videos to take us into next week, Tuesday as well. Yes, Gorski, that could be an example of it. And so folks have been saying in chat all day that the daily challenge has been so helpful. And so that's what we're doing. Come through, get help. As you start this process, I want you to keep one really big thing in mind. You are ready. You are ready, folks. So let's go ahead and do a lovely raid. We haven't done a raid in so long. Get your channel points. You need these channel points. You want to unlock these wonderful things. Oh, that's something we haven't talked about. I mailed out a lot of the things that were out there. So the things that were due. So I mailed out 4 different laptops. I saw folks posting on Twitter already. I mailed out pretty much every international thing that had to go out went out. That was a trip, filling custom forms until my hands bled. I'll post the homework on Discord, Rob. And so those things should be coming your way. I'm going to share a list of folks that gave me addresses that didn't work. So you'll see that come through. I'll post a list of like the things I still have outstanding, but the bulk of that stuff went out, just so that you all know. Let's go ahead and end with a lovely raid. We haven't gone to Nick Wan in a while. Nick, I really like Nick, their stream. They do data science and gentle related. Let's go ahead and send them some love. Go ahead and give them a follow. When you get there, give them some love, give them a follow if you haven't already. And I'm going to set the raid. Cool. All right, folks. I'm going to hang out over there. Hope to see you over there too. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for all coming back to class. It was good to have you all here with us. Much love. Thank you for all the support tonight. Shout out the Hashnode for sponsoring our Uno Tournament of Champions. Really, thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all the support the past couple of weeks. It means a lot. You're all the best. I'll see you on Thursday or tomorrow for stand up. Peace, everybody. Let's raid.